this is my workshop. I'm a jack of all, master of none, but better than a master of one, that's for sure. Oh, I did a thing. I went and bought an eBay welder. I'm not a welder by trade, far from it. I'm definitely not a novice welder. I mean, I can stick metal together, kind of. And nothing's failed yet that I've stuck together, that I know of. But I digress. I bought an Adeli MiG 200p off of eBay. Bought this one because a few years back I bought their 200 amp DC TIG welder to learn how to TIG weld. Because I could. It's one of those, I wanted to learn how to do it. And I need a MIG welder because I've got a classic Mini that I'm going to rebuild. It's in dire need of it, really. It's been off the road for, wow, nearly the whole time I've owned it. But still, so I've bought this MIG welder, and I've only seen one other review, and that was the MiG 160, and the gentleman reviewing it was a complete novice. Which, let's be honest, most people that want to start welding haven't got a clue. It's like anything. If you want to start doing it and you don't know what you're doing, you haven't got a clue. So, yeah, it's one of those. I thought I'll make a video on it because, in my opinion, they're not a bad welder with my experience of their TIG welders. So, which is why I bought this one. So, I've got this. Let's get it open. I have opened this already to check everything was there, and I have looked through the user manual. And well, if you're a complete novice, that's going to confuse the hell out of you because, well, it's obviously a Chinese machine, and I'm not going to pick fault with grammar and spelling and stuff like that because I'm dyslexic. So it's one of those. I mean, I understood it, but the grammar is shocking. But yes, everything was in there. The reason why I opened it already, not on camera, was because there's a big thing in the box. I wanted to make sure the machine wasn't damaged, but I put everything back in for you guys to see now. This machine, honestly, I don't know what to make of it yet. I mean, I bought the machine because I want to MIG weld, and it's solely going to be for steel, like, you know, normal iron, steel sort of thing. But it has the function of aluminium welding as well, and arc welding or stick welding. Call it what you want, potato, and all that malarkey. We won't even get started on the word aluminium. So it comes with one of these slag hammers and these wonderful, silly, it does the job, it gets you welded. One of these flat packed welding masks, which is the handle there. I shan't be using that because I have a welding mask. But yeah, so it comes with two torches. This is the normal MIG welding torch that's used for normal iron and steel. It's stainless, I believe, with the right gas. Could be wrong. This is the one for welding aluminium. It has its own dedicated torch for that with a separate liner, I'm guessing PTFE of some sort, specifically for aluminium, because aluminium being soft, it's going to leave some of its material behind, and constantly doing that with another metal, cross-contamination. And from what I understand of welding aluminium, you don't want to cross-contaminate. So it's one of those. In hindsight, I should have bought an AC/DC TIG welder, but at the time I didn't think I'd ever going to be doing any aluminium welding. But what do I know? The actual machine. Let's get that out of the way. Again, arc welding. Already got one that came with a TIG welder. Never used it. Make a mess everywhere. And an earth mat. Box out the way. Now, from what I understand and other videos that I have seen, they do come in a different colour, namely white and blue, which I do think looks quite nice, but as I've already got the orange, I made sure I bought the orange one. Yeah, there we go, there's the actual machine itself. Reasonably well packaged, no marks on it, no dents. To be honest, nicely packaged. Covered the there that the torch goes into. As I said, I have already opened it to check it's not damaged. Everything seems okay. The other thing this does come with, there, 2 spare tips, 1mm, and that's for welding aluminium. This machine does state in the instructions that the minimum wire size for aluminium is 1mm. I'm guessing that's because it's got to push a very soft metal up a torch lead. But it does come with another roller, as it says on there, for aluminium wire, so it doesn't damage the wire as it's pushing it through the tube. I will try it. It's going to be one of those experiences, I suppose. And I did buy a 5 kilo spool because this machine apparently takes up to 5 kilos. Spool of 0.8mm diameter wire for welding, steel, Super 6. The experience of the tungsten's pretty good. I wouldn't have a clue really, I'm not a pro. A friend who has come around and well, he's a legend to be honest. He taught me how to TIG weld. Even he thinks the TIG welder, for what it is, for what I use it for, possibly the best welder I could have bought. But yeah, so this is ER70S6. If you're a welder, you'll know what that means. And there we go, we're out. So I will turn that down. What I do is I'll just turn that up a minute. Surprisingly noisy. Slide the tip back over the wire. Screw it on nice and tight. And job's good. So far, so good. Very impressed actually. I mean, for what I paid, very impressed. I'll go more into my understanding of the machine, of the controls. I want to actually hook the gas bottle up shortly. Once I've done that, and I'll get some test pieces and dial in, as you say, the settings and see what I can produce weld-wise with it. And then I'll make a phone call. Get my friend round, I think. Get his opinion. He's a welder by trade, and I trust his opinion. And if he says, "Dickhead, you shouldn't have bought that," then I'll laugh and we'll carry on. But yeah, so far, so good. It's literally that simple. I mean, I know I'm probably dragging this on a bit, but still. So I shall go and get the gas bottle, and we'll go through that, what that is, when I get the gas bottle here.
And again, my understanding of it, this machine does state that you can use a CO2 argon mix or straight CO2. Again, that's more specific on what you're welding and all that malarkey. For just general steel, steel, mild steel. From my understanding, again, not a pro, a 75-25 or 70-30, no, 75-25 argon CO2 mix is recommended. Again, wouldn't know why, but it's what's recommended. So I should go and get the gas bowl and connect it up, and we will weld something, and I'll make a phone call. Methinks I'll make a phone call at the same time. So I'll come back to you in a minute. Right. Got the gas, borrowing from my work. Boss is a legend. Borrowed on a returnable basis. It's a first for me. But yeah, as I said earlier, it's actually VOC Argo Shield Light. So it's a mixture of argon and CO2. So off camera, I've a couple of bits of scrap box section. I know that's not right. Square tube. Just put it up in a little right angle jig and tack it in place. I'll get a feel for the welder and see if I can dial it in to a point where it's welding nice. Like I said, I'm no pro. I'm not expecting to straight out the box be able to make something look amazing. No welder will. It's one of those, you've got to set it up. Even once you've got it set up, you change metal thickness. You might need a bit more amperage, a little less amperage. But one thing, I don't think I mentioned it, but this machine is it's a multi-process, but it's a synergic pulse MIG welder. Whatever that means. You've got a voltage and an amperage knob. But this seems to, the voltage does nothing when it's on MIG, your normal MIG settings, but the amperage seems to increase with the wire speed. I'm guessing that's the function of synergic. Not like the Super MIG 180 we got at work. Christ, that thing's probably older than me. And that's just got like 10 settings for the amperage or current or whatever you want to call it, and 10 settings for the wire feed speed. Yeah, old school. Right, let's give this a go now. I don't need to tell you how to suck eggs, I suppose. It's one of those, wear a face mask, don't do the whole no mask thing. I can't stand a reflection on a thing, wearing glasses and stuff. I can't stand it. It's one of those. Glasses are going now. Oh. I see pictures and videos, people welding, in t-shirts, not wearing gloves. I've done it. I've been there. When you do a lot of welding, you understand why everybody wears protective gear. Unless you like my good lady, she tans beautifully, whereas I don't. I've got a bit of ginger in me, so I burn. Right then, give it a go. No, that needs some more. That can go there. Blimey. Ooh, sounded better. Whoa, bugger me sideways. And call me Sally. Jesus. Huh. Now, I know that is only one side, to be honest, I could probably take a picture of it, send it to my friend who's a pro welder and say that's too hot or it's not hot enough or bang on, but the out the box, one tweak, boom. How's that? I'm really impressed. Ha! I'm blown away. I really, really, truly am. Well, I'm buggered. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to weld this up and come back to you in a minute. Right, so I've fully welded these couple of bits of scrap square tube together. And that was my genuine, honest reaction. Again, I'm not a pro. I'm past novice. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bring you in for a closer look. I mean, out the box, one little tweak produced this, and then you can see it's some crusty, rusty, crappy, you know, square tube, and you know, looking down in there, I can see I've penetrated it. Tried to say that without laughing, but you know, penetration and all that. I'm thoroughly impressed. I mean, for what I've paid for it, I genuinely paid £418, and that was January 2022. Honestly, it's a mid-range price. I am speechless, really, truthfully. I was a bit sceptical, as you know, it's a Chinese machine, you know. You generally think made in China, load of crap. But as I say, I took the gamble on the TIG welder. And seeing as I had great experience with that, that's why I stuck with this brand for the MIG, and I'm blown away. So what I'll do is I will get my friend round and we'll make another video of a professional welder's opinion of this welder. I'll make it two-part. I'll end the video here for this one. I'll make it two-part and see what he thinks of it. I mean, I know what he already thinks of it, kind of, as I took a picture and sent it to him, and the reply was nice, let's put it that way. Not like that was dog crap, shouldn't have bought it or anything like that. I mean, yeah. Keep an eye out for the next video then with my friend running the machine. We'll do some proper welds with it, and once we've welded some stuff up, might even chuck it in the press, like 20-ton hydraulic press. So we could chuck it in that, and that's more mainly the skill of the welder, I suppose, than the machine. But it, you know, will show something, I suppose. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that one, and see you soon.